I'd been working on an outline for my 20th century world history program, and I'd been brainstorming ideas. In fact, my primary subject here was prime events and trends. And I got into a question about by theme or area. Actually, notice, just for fun here, I want you to see some of the capabilities of inspiration. Over here, I've got this right-hand arrow, show subtopics. I have a bunch of information about by date kinds of information, but I don't want to get into that right now, so I hide that. I had been working on some prime events and trends by theme or area. And as I was working along, I got down to a point where I suddenly realized, wait a second, there's some kind of relationship between international trade, globalism, and the development of transportation. And I thought about this. I thought international trade was aided by the development of transportation. I mean, shipping. The Panama Canal certainly improved trade from east to west and west to east. Automobiles, and then the development of the over-the-road trucking versus the trains that had already been there in the 19th century, and airplanes. I mean, air transportation. I mean, all of these things. FedEx is a result of the development of airplanes many years later, but there it is. Now, as I had been thinking about international trade, as I was brainstorming, what was I looking at? Oh, the development of the European Union and the Bretton Woods Agreement and the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade and the World Trade Organization and multinational companies. I was not thinking about the development of transportation. But the development of transportation contributed to international trade. Well, the advance of international trade certainly contributed to the development of globalism. But when I was thinking of globalism, I wasn't thinking about trade and I wasn't thinking about transportation. I was thinking about these structures, as we might call them, the League of Nations, the United Nations, the World Court. But I wanted to figure out, you've got me right now at the point where I've just been thinking about this and I realized there's a relationship. Actually, there's one other thing that I realized just a few minutes ago before I started to record this video. Up above here, I had been talking about the development of communication, radio and TV, telephone, satellites, internet. I mean, all of these things also have contributed to the growth of international trade and globalism. So actually, let me change this title to Development of Communication. I want to bring this subject down lower. I'm not sure where it goes right now, but let me get this thing to come on down to at least be in the area of international trade and globalism. Well, how should I correlate development of communication, development of transportation? Actually, these two seem to be very close to one another, so let me bring development of transportation and development of communication next to each other. At least visually, that helps me a little bit. International trade, globalism. I think these other subjects, communication and transportation, I think I want to subsume them under globalism, the development of globalism. Let's make that a theme. Development of globalism. Actually, these three items are related as, let's call them structures, or call them global governmental structures. So these three items are all global governmental structures. Notice how I am relating everything logically. I am not worried about the grammar, sentence structure, or anything else. I'm not writing sentences here. I'm merely saying, how are these different subjects, the development of globalism, global governmental structures, how are these interrelated one with another? Well, these contribute to the development of globalism, I believe. Or I think that that's the way I'm going to approach this. Maybe I should actually say contributing factors to the development of globalism. global governmental structures. Oop, these three again became, there we go. So the League of Nations, the United Nations, World Court are examples of the development of global governmental structures, which are contributing factors to the development of globalism. International trade is the development of international trade is a contributing factor to the development of globalism. And the development of transportation is a contributing factor to the development of international trade. So maybe I want structures of international trade. Here we go. Truly, you're catching me just as I'm thinking about this stuff for the first time. So we're going to development of international trade as a result of development of transportation and structures, the development of communication. Also, whoops, that's not a subset of rockets. Let's do Control L again. Notice how all the subunits of the development of communication move with it. As I move it over to the right or to the left, they all move with it. Did you see that? How they move to the right? See that? And to the left, they all come with it. The logic remains. These are subunits of the development of communication. This is part of what I love about using an outline processor, or inspiration in this particular case. It's the only outline processor I've found at the kind of price point that I like that's available at this time. So here we go. This is the way in which an outline processor can help you. It helps you organize your thoughts. Some people call them actually thought processors because they organize your thoughts for you.